Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. I have all my things teed up this time. So, this morning I was actually going to do a live stream, and then I decided not to do a live stream because I'm like, I just want to give myself time to do this. I don't want to rush when I talk about these topics, and the mornings are just really hit or miss. My eyes are welling right now again. It's that season. But my local honey should be coming into effect soon. And then my allergy issues will be somewhat stabilized. But, anyways, Saturday, I did a live stream and I was talking about that bogus Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight that everybody was all geeking over. And it was a flop, total money grab. I think that was the consensus of many people who tuned into that fight. It was just a big money grab. We love to see Mike Tyson paid. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Let me see, because YouTube loves blocking my live streams. And sorry, this eye is just wailing right now. Let me make sure, because right now they're in a media frenzy. So, okay, there, I actually see, I guess you gotta hit the notification button too if you're subscribed to my channels and you're not getting notifications or you don't see this stream in your feeds because YouTube be on that special stuff where they just start censoring people's content. Obviously, the Democrats are in their feelings because their gal lost. And so some of them are already talking about censoring people. They're looking at like private channels and, independent social media podcasts and bloggers. And they're evaluating how those people actually had a huge impact on the election. And so the mainstream media, they're not very happy with the outcome of that election. And I think it really was an indication to many people how much influence they really don't have anymore on the American public. And they're scrambling to figure out how to get that back. So obviously, and I'm going to bring this up too in another video later on, where, these people, some of these social media platforms, they comply with government demands to censor and violate the First Amendment of the Constitution. And I've been saying this for years, right? That they have leveraged these companies to do their biddings. And there have been rulings to say that they cannot do that. The federal government cannot leverage these companies to basically restrict or censor speech on their behalf, which there's been plenty of evidence of that being the case. But anyways, I was saying, what's going on, Jaden? I see you. I said on Saturday, I want you guys to listen to, because like I said, sometimes I feel like I speak things into existence because I'll just be saying stuff, just assessing things. And I feel like I read the writing on the wall a little too clearly because every time I think something or even speak it into existence, like then all of a sudden you'll start seeing like the coincidences happen. So this is what I was saying on Saturday. Seeing like the coincidences happen. So this is what I was saying. I gotta go back because I gotta mute this one. I gotta go all the because I can't see my chats really good from this phone. So I gotta mute this one. Okay, there. That way it doesn't double talk me. All right. So this is what I was saying on Saturday about that Jake Paul fight and how I wasn't really impressed with it. I thought it wasn't a really good exhibition of boxing. And this is what I was saying. And I think I was talking because nobody took that fight seriously enough to say that it was going to destroy Tyson's legacy. You know, the whole setup of the fight was like, this is not a legacy fight, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if Evander Holyfield or some other So I said something to the effect of if Evander Holyfield, what was the other boxer from back in the day, was like conditioning and they're like, let's have a Rocky and Apollo moment, Mike, that would be worthy, right? Right, Mike. All right, so I said that on Saturday. And then this morning, I was looking at a channel called Black and White Sports, and I love their commentary on sports. I'm not huge into every single kind of sports, but I love hearing these guys talk about sports because I feel like I get an honest perspective about sports. And they're relatively conservative, but I do like their honesty. All right, so this is what he's talking about this morning.
Money grift.
And again, and I agree with him, that whole fight was just a big money grift. It wasn't an exhibition of boxing at all. And so I want to go through his commentary because he makes some really good points about this. But I thought it was just also very funny because he's going to mention an article in which Evander Holyfield actually does want to fight Mike Tyson again for a third time. And
Truth on Sports. The main event starts now.
And shout out to Black and White Sports on
YouTube. That I believe is Jake Paul getting into boxing and not actually fighting real boxers is he's made the sport become a mockery.
Now, I don't know much about boxing, outside of the old school boxing. And I don't know much about your modern boxers outside of Floyd Mayweather. And I don't really know much about Jake Paul, right? So I don't know if it's true that Jake Paul has never fought a professional boxer or he does not, professionally box. He's just an amateur at best. I don't know if that's true or not.
Jake Paul fought one real boxer.
Okay.
I'm not counting Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson hasn't been a professional boxer in like 20 years. The man's almost 60, okay?
Touche.
But it was a money grift. And I don't have any problem with anybody making their money. I mean, Mike Tyson walked away with $20 million. Jake Paul made 40.
Now, obviously, I feel like Mike should have made more on that fight. But Mike got paid. And I think when Evander Holyfield probably was looking at Mike getting that type of payday, and he's like, well, shit, I want to get paid like that too, right? So Evander Holyfield actually started teasing that he wanted to fight Mike Tyson for a third time. And I just thought that that was just very interesting. First of all, I think if Mike Tyson were to say yes to that, I think that would actually be the final boxing match, if you will, that I think that would be worthier than Jake Paul. So, and I think that, Netflix, obviously, and everybody's calling this a money grab because Paul got paid 40 million, Mike got paid 20 million. But Netflix has so many viewers. I think they had about 120 million viewers on that bogus fight that they made a lot of money too. And Netflix needed to save itself. Let's just face it. When they came out endorsing, right, they lost a lot of subscribers, right? I know a lot of people who 86 their Netflix accounts because of political reasons. This is all the more reason why these companies need to keep their mouths off of political endorsements and all of these social bandwagons and just really focus on the business, right? Because you can really hurt your business sitting up there just taking positions when really you're a whole damn company. We don't care about who you're voting for, right? We really don't. And it does nothing for your business more times than not, who you are coming out and endorsing. And that's just true. Look at Netflix. They came out, right? I believe they came out supporting Kamala, right? They started losing subscriptions. They needed this Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight, right? Because they needed to recoup that loss, right? So they baited people in with this bag of garbage. A lot of people feel like it was staged. Could be. But regardless, Evander Holyfield is looking like, well, that was quite a money grab. I think a Mike Tyson And then a Vander Holyfield part 3 would be something that people want to see. Now, mind you, I actually would want to see something like that. If Evander Holyfield is, Holyfield is conditioning, if he's in shape, if Mike feels like he's in shape enough to go like that with Evander Holyfield, and that would be like maybe his last and final fight, fighting somebody who is at his age, is at par with his condition, right? Even though I'm not sure what kind of health issues Evander Holyfield have, I think that would definitely be a worthy last match for Mike Tyson. That Jake Paul thing was like a bag of garbage for me, and I hopefully that was not going to be his last real promoted fight. I would love to see him do something else. You said it's all scripted and planned. The way that, it played out, you would believe that it was. Like, I think it was scripted and planned. It looked like it was scripted and planned the way, the way that I guess people were just talking about just the boxing style of Mike Tyson himself. That it didn't even seem like he was really giving it his all, and honestly, that could be for a number of reasons, right? He was really working like with a disability, if you will, when he was engaged in that match because I guess his knee was not right, you know. So it was a big fluff. But if Mike got that knee together, and if Mike decided that, I want to go out with some level of blaze of glory for my very final fight, I would say, yeah, Evander Holyfield. That would be a good fight. Just watch these two old dudes, one last rites. Maybe let's not give them that many rounds. We don't want to kill the brothers, right? But just a real exhibition of boxing, right? Even if they're just sparring, right? We'll have to tell Mike Tyson, look, bro, don't go back to the day, right? We ain't snacking on motherfuckers no more. You can't eat his ear, don't eat his lips, don't bite nothing on this man, all right? Just a clean fight, Mike, right? Don't eat him. All right, let me see. The other thing that I wanted to do in this blog, and this hopefully is not going to be an hour long. I don't know why I went from doing 30-minute blogs and then y'all got me on here for a whole hour. But I was looking at this video, and these are just a little Senate congressional hearing type of videos, and this is I can't. Professor Gain Croce is I guess it's Jane, and she just spells it like Gain, but she posted this video, and it's Trump's CIA director exposes and destroys former FBI agent Trump and the Trump probe. Now, this was really interesting to me, and I definitely recommend you guys look at those hearings. You know what I mean? Because I think sometimes you can really get a good understanding of how ridiculous the government really is. So this is interesting. So we're gonna listen together and let me know what you guys think.
No one seems to know
Well, we don't want to hear about your little commercial,
this,
girl.
but Amazon actually has.
Let's let the commercial go past. And I guess my setup for this conversation is going to be, we all saw the justice system weaponized against Trump. The mainstream media can't deny that, but I think the American people saw that in so many different colorful ways, right? But it's interesting to kind of understand how these federal agencies and agents had a role in the whole idea of taking Trump down. Now, obviously, these people are supposed to be working within the interests of justice, right? Keeping the peace, right? Protecting the homeland, all those things. But yet, these people are busy trying to take out political opposition and opponents, it seems. So this is a grilling. This is Mr. Ross. I see Speaker Johnson is next to him. And they're grilling this former FBI agent over the irrational Trump probe.
Aren't supposed to depend on who's sitting in the director's chair or on political decisions or on the political agendas of FBI agents and lawyers. So if a Trump-hating FBI agent and a Trump-hating FBI lawyer who have talked about effing Trump, stopping Trump, impeaching Trump, are within hours of President Trump firing their boss, if they start talking about opening an investigation now that Andy is acting and that some person needs to be locked in a formal, chargeable way soon, I know as a former U.S. attorney that if in fact that's what happened, I know that whoever is the subject of that case that was opened now that Andy is acting, and whoever you and Ms. Page talked about needing to be locked in soon in a formal, chargeable way, well, they would have had their civil liberties violated. They would have been deprived of due process. So my first question to you, you wouldn't answer. My second question to you, you couldn't answer. Let's go for a third question. On page 400 of the
These people love
Inspector
avoiding
General report,
questions.
someone tells the Inspector General, quote, there is a bright line, a bright and inviolable line between what you think personally and belief and the conduct of your official business. Who said that?
I believe I did, sir.
You did say that. And I heard you say similar things last week. I heard you say similar things today. You said it very clearly. You said it very unequivocally in your opening remarks that you never crossed that inviolable line in 26 years. Earlier today, in response to a question, you said, I took my personal belief out of every official action. So, you're asking us to believe that when you say things like F Trump and stop Trump and impeach Trump, that those are just personal beliefs, and that when you say those things, you never cross that line, that bright, inviolable line, and allow it to impact your official conduct. That's really what this comes down to, that you're asking us to believe, isn't it?
Sir, I'm asking you to believe, and I'm offering you evidence.
Yeah, well, you
whether
have.
It's
You've
the
been-
IG report,
you've
whether
made
it's
it crystal
anything that's
clear.
been found, that there's
These
been
people
no.
will tongue
Yeah,
twist
you-
all day damn long without answering them. Sometimes I get really irritated, and I feel for the Congress people or the senators who have to interview these lying ass people, because you ask them a straightforward question, a yes or no answer, right? And they will give you a whole damn novel, a diatribe about this and that. And it's like, just answer the damn question, just filibustering. When has filibustering been the new way to just answer a very direct and straightforward question? This is why so many of these people come off as double talking demons to me, because they can't even lie right without sounding stupid as hell.
Listen, you have
anywhere.
You have under oath been as clear as a bell on that. You've said it over and over again. And because of that, I'm almost embarrassed to ask you this question. Of the approximately 50,000 text messages that I've seen with your personal beliefs like F Trump, stop Trump, impeach.
First of all, this dude is fruity and lame as hell, and we should never have FBI agents like this. You literally are so committed to your anger and frustration over another man that you got 50,000 text messages, and many of them are encompassed in talking about this man. You talking about F this dude. It's like these dudes are, we got a bunch of beta people in the FBI, and that's very dangerous. Beta people are irrational, they are emotionally driven, they're narcissists, right? And this is who are infiltrated, these leech type of people into these federal agencies, and they just setting people up because they don't agree with them or they said something mean.
Impeach Trump. Go ahead and confirm on the record that none of that occurred on an official FBI device or on official FBI time. Go ahead and do that.
Sir, no, they did. Many of them did.
Oh, they
And I
did.
would say
Okay,
of the
so
50,000, sir.
so
majority
really,
of
no,
them
I'll
and
give you a
majority of
chance at
those
the end. So
did.
what you really meant to say was that when you said you never crossed that bright, inviolable line, what you meant to say was, except for 50,000 times, except for hundreds of times.
What man would sit there and just dedicate that many damn correspondences about another man? You would think this dude had sexual relations with Trump, or he was like some ex-boy toy of Trump, and he just taking his frustrations out on the man. 50, like, bro, what is wrong with you?
times of day where I went back
You said
and
you
forth,
love strong
expressing
trans
my
women.
personal opinions
Well,
about
that's
effing Trump
your
and stopping
business.
Trump.
That's not what we do over here. So, that's not what we do over here. I'm a real Donald Trump. I'm right here. Okay, whatever. Let me see. What are you talking about? This person, hang on, because I think I might have to block somebody. We got some trolls up in here. Those rat faced people who want to come over here and get their feelings hurt. We know that you are ugly inside and outside, but what you cannot do is flex your ugly over here. So let's just go ahead, hang on, block, get your ass off my channel. I hide people from my channel. I'll be starving for subscribers and I'm just going to align with a bunch of ignorant ass people. All right. Sorry, had to do a quick cleanup right quick. I'm like, what the hell is this dude talking about? You can't come over here talking nonsense. You will get blocked unapologetically. For real. All right, so let's go back. So these senators are interviewing this former FBI agent. And really, they are establishing, the type of personalities that are in the FBI. These people are so politically charged one way that they will corrupt the very agency and whatever oath these people are taking, right? So this dude hated Trump so bad, right, that he even committed, thousands, tens of thousands of correspondence about how he hated Trump, right? But then he's also talking about other higher ranking officials that are scheming against Trump. Like, when was the FBI an agency for scheming against people? I thought that they were supposed to be investigating people who have done things wrong, but it seems like this dude is out here, they in there plotting. They're plotting. They're not investigating. They're plotting. They're plotting against people, according to this guy. According to this dude. What you saying?
Trump and impeaching Trump on official FBI.
Hang on, let me go back.
Was that when you said you never crossed that bright, inviolable line, what you meant to say was, except for 50,000 times, except for hundreds of times a day where I went back and forth, expressing my personal opinions about effing Trump and stopping Trump and
personal opinions about effing Trump? Stopping Trump? This is an FBI agent.
impeaching Trump on official FBI phones, on official FBI time. Other than that, you never cross that line. I'm sure there are 13,000 FBI agents out there that are beaming with pride at how clearly you've drawn that line. Agent Strzok, are you starting to understand why some folks out there don't believe a word you say, and why it's especially troubling that you, of all people, are at the center of the 3 highest profile investigations in recent times that involve President Trump, and that you were in charge of an investigation investigating?
Like, that is really sus. Like, this dude is trying to act like, oh, I ain't do nothing. I was just doing my job. It's like, how is it that you are in the heart of all these major investigations that are coming off as schemes from this agency, and your ass is right in the center of all of them? What are the odds of that?
Investigating, gathering evidence against Donald Trump, a subject that you hated, that you wanted to F him, to stop him, to impeach him. And do you see why that might call into question everything you've touched on all of those investigations? Chairman, I'm done with this witness and I yield back.
I'm looking at a piece from yesterday, I think it is, yeah.
This is
that
Josh
you
Hawley.
published.
This
U.S.
my
intelligence
boy. I
dangerously
love Josh
compromised
Hawley.
warned
I
CIA and
do
FBI
like Josh
whistleblowers. You're not
Hawley.
the only one to report this, of course. But I was reading your report on it this morning. This is something that you have been warning about for quite some time, and the allegations stem from a whistleblower who has come forward to the House, a whistleblower from the Central Intelligence Agency. I have the letter, the relevant letter here from the House Oversight Committee. The whistleblower alleges that a CIA team was paid to change its assessment of the origins of COVID-19. Do I have that broadly correct? Is that your understanding of the report?
These agencies are so damn corrupt. This is insane.
This is obviously a
You guys got to start looking at these hearings. You guys got to start looking at these hearings because I mean, there's a lot of juicy stuff here that the mainstream media, they're not going to get into these nuances. So I enjoy looking at these House and Senate hearings because you definitely get a lot of information on what's going on in the government and how these little slimy people be acting and working.
Bombshell report. Deeply, deeply troubling. I'm glad that
they're
the
not
House is gonna
working
look
for
into
us. It seems
We
like
should
they're
look
working
into it.
against us.
What caught my attention is you point out in your article on this that the government has deliberately violated the COVID Origins Act, which this body passed unanimously, which the House passed, the president signed into law. Maybe he wasn't so happy about signing it into law, but he did. It is the law of the land, and which required that all of the government's intelligence on the origins of COVID be made public. Instead, what the administration did was offer up a summary, which they then in turn heavily redacted. And you point out that in addition, the administration refused to report the names of scientists who fell ill at the Wuhan Institute of Virology in 2019, despite the fact they know the names. The intelligence community.
These people, I'm telling you, our intelligence community is a mess. It is a mess. And, you know, they're already starting those political witch hunts because I knew that stuff. See, I don't understand why Trump picked Matt Gaetz because I remember a couple of years ago hearing about Matt Gaetz and some young girls' wild parties, right? And apparently that's coming back up again on Matt Gaetz. And hopefully he'll be able to get past all that stuff and be all that witching and become attorney general. But I do remember hearing that stuff about Matt Gaetz. Matter of fact, there was a congressman in a wheelchair that was just singing like a canary about some of these Diddy type of things that some of these politicians were engaged in. And I think that's how Matt Gaetz' name came up. I mean, you know, look, the music industry have their little Diddy parties. I'm sure these politicians have their little Diddy parties, right? I don't think it's a matter of just saying, oh, I got fealty to Israel or AIPAC or whatever like that. A lot of these people are probably getting on their knees. They probably doing all kinds of little crazy things. They probably getting collateral on these people. You know, as soon as you go into these governmental agencies, I'm pretty sure they got people on all these people getting collateral on them and trying to figure out a way to shame them or to punk them into a position. I think that's how Washington works, actually. I really do. I can't see my chat moving here, so I don't know if you guys are even doing anything. Let me move from here. Let's see. Yep. Baker said, Washington, absolutely, absolutely. You said hillbilly hippie from Vermont. What's up, Vermont? We see you. Yeah, singing like a canary. So what happened is there were some leaks. Recently, there were some leaks that came out about Matt Gaetz. And it's so funny when they trying to take somebody down, all of a sudden the government agencies get real sloppy and then all of a sudden shit start leaking. It's insane to me. It's like these people are so coordinated within the government. You can't trust anybody. You can't trust a lot of people. And that's why I don't blame Donald Trump for keeping his circle really close and really nitpicking folks, you know, about some of these things. So I don't want to stay on for too long, guys. I just wanted to kind of go over this because it's just interesting how these people in the government, they have these aggressive political swingings. And, you know, They are, they're out there just setting people up. So check out that hearing. I thought it was very interesting, the grilling that they're giving some of these FBI agents into these Trump pros, because apparently Trump is not a felon right now. I think the court put a stay on sentencing. So, they tried to set this guy up all kinds of different ways, and the man still won. He still won. So I guess all that coordination doesn't pay off. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.